Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a long time. If you follow me on my vlog, you will know all the updates of what's going on, why I haven't filmed in so long. So I will link it in the bottom bar or somewhere in one of the link bars up here as well, just so you guys can check that out. So I'm gonna do a get ready with me, my most recent get ready with me everyday face. It's so simple nowadays. I go down to just classic, just skin, mainly that's it, and brows. So first thing I do is prep my skin, of course. So I'm gonna use my Shiseido cotton. These are the best cottons ever. For a long time I was just skeptical of even purchasing these because it's kind of expensive. I think it's like $10 a bag of cottons. That's pretty pricey for cotton. And I tried so many different cotton, even the one that look alike cottons, it just doesn't compete with this. So I finally splurged on purchasing this a while ago, and it lasts me a long time, and it makes the world of a difference. It absorbs very nicely and distributes to the face very nicely of anything you're using, and it doesn't break apart, which I like. It doesn't leave any extra cotton particles on the face. The last thing I want is just to have to pick off little cottons off my face. That'll take forever. So let's get right into it. I'm using this Badescu skincare glycolic acid toner. If you watched my videos for a minute now, you know that I love this stuff, and I got the jumbo size from the Nordstrom sale from last year, and it's still a lot. I want to say I'm past a little bit halfway now finally, because it's a lot. Super self-explanatory. You would just rub it around the face. This would just help remove any extra dirt, excess oil, any residue you have left over from previous night of makeup. I didn't wear any makeup yesterday, so this is just gonna help me remove any like dirt, debris, and anything like that from sleeping. So this would give us a clean surface to work with. And now, moving on, I like to personally mist my face with a little bit of moisture. This is the MAC Mineralize Charged Water. So it's the one that's kind of like that sparkly packaging if you look closely. So I would just mist this on my face generously, and then I just fan it so it absorbs. So how are you guys been? I know it's already November. I know it's crazy and time is flying by, guys. Once holiday hits, things just start zooming in warp speed. Now I'm gonna go in my Clinique Pepstart eye cream and just pop up the little guy, squeeze a little bit out. I like to just do a line underneath my eye, and then I close it up so I don't squeeze anymore, and I just use the tip to apply. It's really handy, especially if you're on the go. For anyone who are always doing their face in the car, which I don't suggest, by the way, but you know, if you need to, you're in a hurry, this is really handy. Just throw it on, some kind of moisture for your eyes so you're not dry throughout the day. Especially during winter season. We already know how that is. Our eyes get crackly. And this is safe for the lids, by the way, guys. So this is okay to use on the lid area. This just kind of helps wakes up the eye area. And I like to go a little bit lower, like near my cheekbone, just to help penetrate my blood flow. So there's no extra dark circles, because I already have some. I like to go up to my brow bone, penetrate that as well, and voila, and moisture is done. Now going in with my Clinique Pepstart Hydro Blur Moisturizer. I'm just trying to use this up. It actually works really well if you have big pores like I do, or blackheads even. That textured rise on the cheekbones area. So I'm gonna just take that. I did mix my personal preference of a sunscreen in it, just so it's all in one easy step. That's just one of my personal preference. I need sunscreen, and it's kind of hard nowadays to find a sunscreen moisturizer that doesn't feel too icky. So I just personally just custom my own by putting some sunscreen in there. I've been using Neutrogena sunscreen, SPF 35 I think, or SPF 50. I think 35. And it's okay if it looks a little white, because you just massage it in and then it'll disappear. People get really worried when it turns all white like this, but honestly, it won't flash back. See how it's absorbing already? And the Hydro Blur Moisturizer from Clinique, it just helps me blur out my pores and texture, so my skin looks a little bit smoother. I have to get my neck, in case I'm wearing anything that's like a t-shirt or something just showing my neck like this. Okay, nice and smooth. And that's my moisturizer every day. during daytime. Now I do brows. For brows, I'm still using the same one, which is this Benefit Goof Proof brow pencil. I've been using this for a while. I'm almost used up, which I'm glad, because I have a lot of other brow pencils I want to use. So what I've been doing lately, because I want my brows to look more natural. So because I've been wanting my brows to look more natural, not too like done, I've been doing what I call just a fluff. So I really like that brow look, whereas like the hairs are kind of poking upwards. I don't have enough hair to do that exactly, but I can kind of imitate it. So what I do is, because my brow brush is already kind of like filled with the coloring from brushing it out so much, I just use that first and just comb through my hair. So literally all I do is comb with pressure, and the color will distribute to my brow. So it's just like a faint color without like cakiness. See the difference? Filled, not filled, but it's still very like natural looking. So once we have that, I like to put a little bit of a definition underneath the brow by using the pencil side. Just like that. Very, very faint, and fill in any like holes. Like right here I have a little bit. That's about it. And leave the other one and just brush through. And once it's brushed through, I like to set it with some brow gel. So this is the clear brow gel from Anastasia, and this isn't the one that makes it waterproof, which I don't really need it waterproof, to be honest. I'm not going to be swimming in them. This is just literally to help hold the hair a little bit better, to shape it the way you want, to manipulate it. That's what I'm doing here. So I'm just brushing it upwards. Like I said, I don't have that much hair to go like that prickly look that I want, but this is the closest I can get by brushing it upwards with the gel. You don't have to do this if you don't like it all prickly. You like it more shapen, feel free to cut your brows if you like. I don't want that look, so this is why I'm doing this. This is the closest I can get, just following the natural shape. Now for complexion, sometimes I just leave it as is like this and I'm out the door. For complexion, using my primer. This is the Fenty Beauty. I really like it actually, it's really good. It definitely blurs out imperfections, any texture, and it feels super lightweight. It doesn't feel silicone-y at all like the Benefit one. I don't like that one that much, the Professional. It feels too like silica, like slippery and sliding. This one doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like a moisturizer, a light moisturizer you're putting on, which I feel like is very luxurious. I want to say, if it didn't say Fenty, I would think of YSL, straight up. Just to give you that benchmark of why it's kind of pricey. It's definitely worth it. I'm not sure about the other stuff she has because I don't have everything of hers. I only purchased the primer, one of the stick foundations, because I like stick foundations. I'm kind of over the scene of liquid foundations. I feel like it's too messy. But stick ones are really good. Primer's on. Going with this Makeup Forever concealer. It took me that long to finally use this guy, you guys. I know I'm behind on the game, but this is actually really good. This is the shade Y31. That's my shade. HD Ultra Invisible Cover Concealer. What I do is, this is my complexion. So instead of using like a straight up foundation, I just literally just spot conceal everywhere and put some powder. I'm good to go. So I like to get my eyes, my under eye area, because I got dark circles. And usually once you cover your dark circles, you look like instantly awake. That's the most important thing, guys. You want to look awake and alive, right? So a little bit around my nose because it's pink there. A little bit on my chin because it's pink there. Cheek. Covering up my breakout area. And with this, I like to use my Real Technique brush. At this point, I'm just rubbing it everywhere. All right, it's everywhere. My Real Technique brush, this one is technically called contour brush. I don't use it for that. I use it for any liquid cream complexion things on the face. And I like to just kind of like a pat and sweep motion versus buffing. Sometimes you just don't need the buffing. And this entire like everyday look takes me about like 20 minutes. If you don't have 20 minutes, I honestly think that you can do this once you get the hang of it within 5 to 10 minutes or less. I take my time usually, that's why it takes me 20 minutes, but if I don't take my time, I think I can get it out within 10 minutes because it's such good coverage. Look at that, because concealer. And then I just pat under the eye. So my trick is that so you don't poke yourself in the eye, or like if you're doing it on a client especially, let's say I'm gonna pat right here in the inner corner, I tell them to look the opposite way. So because I'm patting on the inner corner, I will look up to my right, and then because I'm patting on the outer corner, I'm gonna look up to my left. So that way they don't see it coming, because when you see something coming towards you, it's a reflex. You would blink, of course, anyone will blink. Only rare occasions that some people don't blink, which is amazing, like they don't get all flinchy. It's just easier that way because then you don't see something coming at you, and then you can get it done in and out fast. And I like to pat my inner corner so it looks more blended that way, and outer corner. I don't put any on my lid because I personally don't like any makeup on my lid besides eyeshadow or eye primer. It feels heavy on my lid if I put like concealer or foundation personally. But you can by all means put it on your lid if you feel like it. So this just gives you a healthy dewy glow, because I feel like this concealer doesn't mattify you, which I love. It gives you that natural finish, which I really like. Then I like to set my under eye quickly before it gets all thick and like cakey. So I'm just using my MAC Studio Careblend in shade light, like that color. Really pale, which I want for under eye anyway. This is my version of highlighting. I just put it in the MAC Trolls packaging because I like the pink. This is actually the G20 Cover FX powder. It fits perfectly. I just put it in there. And I'm just using a MAC 134 brush, powder brush. And I just dusted everywhere else that I did not touch with the Careblend. I'm patting on my breakout area so I can get a little bit more coverage. Everywhere else I like to sweep, because I don't need that much. You guys are so high up at first, I don't know why. Because I don't like to do like be hella hot personally, my temperature. Like, I need to be like medium cool. Okay, so that's it for the powder. Now I go with my blush, and my favorite is still the MAC Melba of all time. And I already bought a new one just because my other one hit pan, finally. Now I'm using my Morphe M527. So with a white fiber one, and super fluffy, and it just gives me that like flushed natural look for me, just because my undertone is a little bit more neutral to warm but not completely warm, and this just is perfect because it's kind of like a corally shade, corally pink. And I just smile, hit the apples, go back, apples, go back. I'm lightly feathering, I'm not pushing against my cheek. So you guys, I'm basically unpacking my house since it's done, my place, my home. And it's taking a lot longer because it's just hard to carry the boxes up myself. So I always have to wait for Jules to get off work to bring it up for me so I can unpack. We're still waiting on a few things. I felt like everything, when we were going through the renovation, I feel like everything was just not on our side. Like everything we ordered were like back ordered, or like never came, or they say that, you know, you did not order it. There's just a lot of headaches. I'm pretty sure that's how it is for everyone who are like renovating, who are moving, whatever it is. I feel for you because I finally went through it and it's just a pain in the butt. So now I'm using Melt Gold Ore highlight, and I'm just applying that to my cheekbone area for that extra golden glow. And I'm using the brush in Morphe M501, my favorite one to use for highlight. Just because it's long bristle, so it's easier to reach, and it's kind of fluffy, so it gives me that iridescent without the compact. This contact, it looks hella artificial. I've seen people in the streets with like a streak of highlight not blended, and I'm not a big fan of that look. I don't know if that's what they're going for. By all means, do you. That's what they like, that's what they like, but I don't like that. So I feel like this brush gives amazing highlight application. So I like to put a little bit under my brow as well. The glow. I'll just set the face. First, once again, I will apply my MAC Charge Water just to help mesh everything together first before I set it. So this doesn't technically set it, guys, okay? Neither does the Fix Plus. A lot of people think the Fix Plus sets your makeup, but it doesn't. It just helps blend everything together better, but it doesn't make it longevity. Like, it doesn't give the longevity life. I love this one. This is like my favorite spray out of all their sprays. Besides the Lightful C one, that one's amazing for skincare. If I'm out of it, I need to buy more. And then we're gonna set our face. I'm using my Urban Decay Handy Dandy All Nighter Makeup Spray. This is a setting mist, guys. And this is the old packaging. They made new packaging now, which doesn't look that great, I feel like. And fan, so it dries. That is my complete get ready with me everyday, current everyday look. And I just throw on a lip. If I feel like a fancy lip, I put on like a bold color. If I feel like an everyday lip, put something more nude-ish. But honestly, what I do is just wear my chapstick. I wear the Dior Lip Glow chapstick, and that just gives me a nice tint naturally. Like I'm wearing it right now. That's the tint that it gave me. Just enhances your natural lip color, which looks really good. That is the complete look, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in my next video. I'm probably gonna do a haul, so yeah. Deuces. Bye.